Hi there, Virgo. It's Dadhichi here with your September forecast. It's a brief synopsis of what's going on in your universe. And it's an important month for you, primarily because the new moon, and we'll start the animation here, this moon is going to make its way around to Virgo around the 7th of the month. And so the new moon is going to take place in Virgo, and that's very, very significant. The new moons and the full moons are important. They punctuate all of the other aspects, and they show us where the primary focus is throughout each month. And so when the new moon takes place in your sun sign, it shows us a real desire to move into a different level of self-awareness, a way of indicating to others that there is a new you on the scene. That's also shown by the fact that Mars, which is a really, really dynamic planet, is currently in your sun sign right now as well. There it is there. It's a very fiery new moon, but it is also affected by the opposing Neptune. And that's a difficult one because it means that your efforts may be obstructed in some way. Now, because Mars rules your shared resources, it also rules the third house of courage. You may be a little reticent as a result of energies or money that is not forthcoming. For example, if you're looking at starting a business or presenting yourself in a new light to others. I'm getting a lot of messages here, sorry about that. If you're trying to push that forward, you may need some additional accessories, some money, some support, some information, some advice from others, because this 8th house is the house of shared resources. And the problem there is several-fold. Firstly, as I mentioned, you've got the Neptune opposition, but you've also got Mars being hammered by the rays of the sun here. When a planet gets too close to the sun, it can suffer and not function to its full capacity. There we see around the 15th, it moves into the 2nd house of finance. So it may well be a financial issue that is bothering you and is tied in with this new you, if I could put it that way. And that's not the end of the story, Virgo, because you notice here the moon swinging around into the 7th house of your horoscope, which is your relationships, which is other people, notably people that you're close to. But the full moon is going to occur right there in the sign of Pisces next to what I call nebulous Neptune. So there's a few factors there showing us that the desire is there to present a new face to the world, to begin on a new path, to turn over a new leaf, a new chapter, so to speak. But all of these aspects are showing some sort of obstruction. I'm going to write that down because I want to know what I'm going to put on your heading. Obstruction. That is a key word, and you have to be flexible in the way you manage that and the way you negotiate that. That's quite possible because you have the favorable 3rd house transit of Venus, and then the sun moving into the 2nd house, showing a real convergence of energy, Mercury, Mars, Sun, on this 2nd house of income. Got to be careful there because the house of income shouldn't have too many planets there unless you're already established in one discipline, one area, because it can show spreading yourself a little thin. You've got to make a note of that. And in other words, attempting to do too much. You'll notice that you'll have a change of heart there as Mercury moves into its retrograde phase right at the tail end of September. That gives you reason to reevaluate the course of action you may have been considering. And it's quite fortuitous, actually, A lot of people don't like a retrograde Mercury. I say for you, it's an exception because it's your ruling planet, it rules your sun sign, and the retrogression actually gives power and strength to the planet. So there you go. You shouldn't be too worried about that. Now on, you're going to feel stronger in what you're doing. And there is strength in reevaluating things. It's better than being impulsive, which is shown by this position of Mars. You want to make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row before you go shooting. And I think because of that, the outcome of this is going to be good. And you just have to wait a little bit because these new moons don't give their full effect immediately. I've written up some more stuff for you. We've transcribed this. We've got the planetary aspects that you can have a look at. That's over at astrology.com.au. We've got the weekly, daily, monthly readings I've been doing here, yearly, I've just mentioned. And that's going to help you contextualize where all of this is sitting right now. Drop me a line if you want. Get a personal reading, which is more detailed. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit all those buttons that you're supposed to. And I look forward to your company next month. Please stay safe. It's a little bit dicey out there in the world right now. Take a deep breath, relax, enjoy your stay at home if you're in lockdown, and even more reason for you to drop me a note. Bye-bye now.